morning, everyone, and very warm welcome to all of you from Lamborghini and also from ET Brand Equity. Uh, Good morning. Can I hear a loud roar like Lamborghini from all of you? Yeah. Thank you. So firstly, I would like to thank ET Brand Equity team for inviting me here to share this journey of Lamborghini with all of you. The journey where we drove consistent growth in a market which is very challenging and also became the leader in the super luxury segment in India. But before I talk about our exciting cars and about our strategy and actions that lead to this exciting success, let's quickly look at the environment that drives the super luxury segment in India. So, as per the recent reports which we see, Wealth Reports 2021, India is home to third highest billionaire population in the world. And it is also projected that this population is going to grow second highest in next 5 years. Okay, so at the pace of second highest. And also if we look at the ultra HNI population in the country, now these are the people with wealth more than 30 million USDs, which means roughly about 240 crores in Indian rupees. They are also growing highest in 2021 in India in the Asia Pacific region. And this population is also projected to grow by 39% in next 5 years. So this clearly indicates that India is one of the most attractive destination for any super luxury brand to come and set up their business in the world. Also, some of the headlines which we saw in leading publications in last few years, which says that luxury is booming in India. We have super rich, which is not impacted by any kind of slowdown in the economy or any kind of pandemic, and this market is consistently growing. So these are some of the headlines which we saw here. But despite of all these headlines, let's look at how the super luxury segment is working in this market. Okay, if you look at last 1 decade, the segment has hardly shown any growth. Okay, this is the complete contrast to what we saw on the first 2 slides. And let's look at the factors that why the segment, despite of such a good environment in this country, is not growing. Okay, so the first factor which is impacting the growth of this segment is the taxes. India is one of the highest tax market in the world, and we are a populist country. So whenever we see that there is a pressure on the government to please, you tax more rich, okay? And just look at the trend here. The prices in super luxury segment has gone 1.9 times just because of increase in duties and taxes in last 1 decade in this country. The next factor that impacts this segment is the road conditions, the infrastructure, and the congestion in the cities. We see a lot of people who say that I want to own and drive a Lamborghini, but where do I drive them on Indian roads? Okay, so we see that the infrastructure is impacting. The congestion in the cities really make these customers think and pushes them to hold back before they want to buy a car like Lamborghini to drive and enjoy it on Indian roads. And the third factor which is impacting this segment is also the consistent devaluation of Indian rupee. Now, one thing which we all have to keep in mind that all these super luxury brands, they operate from one single factory in the world. Okay, this is because of the limited volumes, exclusivity, and the level of personalization and handcraft which is required to build these cars. These skills cannot be exported to other markets. And this is going to be the trend in future also. One of the most developed markets in the world also see that these cars are imported into those countries. So the consistency of your currency vis-a-vis the foreign currency plays a very important role. And here you can see that how the increase in the dollar and euro prices vis-a-vis rupee is impacting this market in last decade. So the big challenge in front of any brand who is playing in this super luxury or the luxury segment is how do you build your business strategy to drive a consistent growth, to build a sustainable business model in this kind of environment. At Lamborghini, we took a very different approach. We said that let's focus on variables which are within our control, the variables which we can influence and drive our business in the market. So we focused on 4 key strategy pillars to drive our business approach in Indian market. The first pillar of our strategy was to improve the reach and improve the reach, both geographic as well as the demographic, to reach to new buyer segments in the market. Now, when we looked at the business in 2016, we saw the Lamborghini car park in just 16 cities in the country. We believe that in India, wealth is not concentrated only with metros. In fact, it is spread across the length and breadth of the country. We took a very unique initiative, which is called Lamborghini in Your City, where we reached out to buyers in tier 1, tier 2 cities who has the dream and passion to own a Lamborghini. We created a concept of first Lamborghini in your city, and we encouraged people to bring the first one in their market. And with this approach, we activated 104 cities in last 4 years. And if we look at 2021, you can see now Lamborghini owners across 43 cities in the country. Today, these cities are contributing to 25% of our business, and you can see a Lamborghini right from Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Chandigarh, Kanpur, Lucknow, Salem, Trichy, Madurai, Indore, Bhopal, Vadodara, Surat, Goa, Calicut, Cochin. We also delivered recently the first Lamborghinis in Northeast, in Guwahati, in Shillong, in Daman, in Udupi. So every month we are adding new cities where we are seeing a new Lamborghini owner. And what is more exciting about these cities, that once we deliver the first car, we see in few months, few more going to these cities, because wealth is there in these cities. It is really the mindset which we were changing, that you can also drive and enjoy Lamborghini in the smaller cities in this country. Now, apart from reaching out to new cities, we also initiated various steps to reach out to new buyer segments. We created concepts to encourage more women to come and buy supercars. We did the Women's Drive in India, which was also the first one globally in 2017, 18, and 19, to encourage more women buyers to come and buy Lamborghinis. We reached out to the first generation business entrepreneurs, because until 2016-17, what we were seeing, that it is third or fourth generation business entrepreneurs who were coming and buying Lamborghinis. So we created concepts, initiatives to reach to first generation business entrepreneurs to come and buy Lamborghini. And today we see an increasing trend where more and more women, more and more people from the startup world, the first generation entrepreneurs who have made it large, who have become successful, they are coming and buying Lamborghini. And this segment is driving our consistent growth in the country. The second pillar of our strategy in India is how do we bring new models faster to the market. If you look at the premium or the luxury segment in India, you typically see that there is always a lag of 6 to 18 months before the new models are launched in the market after their global launch. And in many cases, you see that there is already a talk of launch of a new variant globally when we are launching the model in the country. At Lamborghini, we wanted to change this. In 2018, we launched Lamborghini Urus, and India became the top 5 markets in the world to launch the car. This model was a game changer for us because it also addressed some of the challenges what we were facing in the market in terms of infrastructure. With Urus, we also communicated to the Indian audience that India is an important part of our global strategy, and it's not just the market where Lamborghini is present. We showed our commitment to the Indian customer, saying that while the market is small, but we understand the aspirations and dreams of Indian customers, and they need to get their new models around the same time when we start bringing them to our customers across the globe. In 2019, we launched Huracan Evo, and India became the first market in the world to launch the car after the global launch of this model. And then we continued this trend in coming years with every new model which was launched in the country. So apart from launching new models faster to the market, we also worked on our strategy to bring the limited edition models to the market. Now these are very special cars because they are collector's car. They are produced in limited quantities, and after a certain period of time, these cars stop depreciating. In fact, they appreciate after a certain period of time. Now these cars, given the history of Indian market, will never be allocated to India because our customers do not have those iconic model cars which Lamborghini made in 70s, 80s, and 90s. India is still a very new developing market for us. So we took a very different approach where we allocated a specific number of cars to the country. We got Aventador SVJ, 7 out of 900 cars in the world. We also bought Huracan Aveo, which is 3 out of 250 cars in the world, and the most exclusive Lamborghini in India, one of the 63 car in the world, the Aventador SVJ 63. We also unveiled recently the Aventador Ultime. This is the last of V12 naturally aspirated, the most powerful Aventador we ever made. And this is very special because after this, you will see only hybrids. So pure naturally aspirated, this is last of it. And we unveiled the first one of this earlier this month. And I'm very excited to share that you will see few more on Indian roads in coming months of this iconic Aventador Ultime. So the third pillar of our strategy is how do we curate experiences for our customers and become the benchmark for customer experiences in the super luxury space. Here we work on 3 key pillars which are driven by lifestyle, our factory experiences and the driving experiences. And what we said that to drive the Indian market, it is the driving experiences which are very important because we wanted to break the mindset in the country that you can drive and enjoy your Lamborghini on Indian roads and in Indian environment. And we curated experiences which are exclusive for the market. Like we started with the initiative called Lamborghini Day. Under this initiative, we curated program for our owners where they could enjoy their Lamborghini in city environment. The first of this was done in 2019 in city of Jaipur and followed by various other initiatives in the coming years. Under this program, we brought the Lamborghini owners to drive and enjoy their cars on city roads and also enjoy the culture, the food, the hospitality of that particular city. And this created a new beginning for us in terms of customer experiences in the country. After this, we also curated another concept called Lamborghini Giro. Giro means tour in Italian. And these are 3-night, 4-day experiences where we were inviting our customers to enjoy their Lamborghini on some of the best highways in the country. The first of it we did in 2019 where we drove 650 kilometers from Bangalore to Coimbatore to Ooty with 35 Lamborghinis. And in 2001, we drove with 50 Lamborghinis from Delhi to Chandigarh to Shimla. So 50 owners from different parts of the country, they came and participated. While we are curating these driving experiences and showing that you can drive and enjoy these cars on Indian roads, we are also creating a culture of driving. Because what happens is once they go back, these customers in their small groups, they start driving in their own cities. We want to see more and more Lamborghinis being driven on Indian roads because they are the best way to promote and break the mindset that you can't drive and enjoy Lamborghini on Indian roads and in an Indian environment. We also curated the track experiences because we believe that this is the place where you can really see the extreme performance from our cars. Until 2019, we were doing the track experience with our own fleet. But here also, we changed the approach to align more with the market. We started curating track experiences where we invited customers to come with their own Lamborghini and enjoy it on the racetrack. We invited our race drivers from our motorsport division, Squadra Corsa, to guide our customers that how can they do better corners, how can they achieve better lap timings, driving their own Lamborghini on a racetrack environment. And this initiative and approach is now getting deployed in Lamborghini in other markets also. So at Lamborghini, we said that we want to be the benchmark in customer journey. We want to be the benchmark in the super luxury space. So we created an entire 360-degree approach wherein we started the customer experience since the time he was getting in touch with us. And once they get in touch with us, we spend a lot of time with our customers to personalize their cars. People don't buy Lamborghini. Okay? They want to buy a Lamborghini which is personal to them. A car which is customized, reflecting their lifestyle, reflecting their personalities. And our team help our customers that how they can personalize their car, which is truly reflecting their lifestyle and personality, which can be identified by their name when it is moved on the road. And then we connect our customers once they place the order on our mobile platform, where he can see how his Lamborghini is getting built in our factory. Now, it takes almost 12 months today from the time you place an order for a Lamborghini to get it in your garage. So how do we keep this customer more excited? So during this period, we bring a scale model, which is the exact replica of the car which is personalized by our customer, and it is delivered during this wait time to make it even more exciting for our customers. And then coming to the delivery experiences. So each delivery in Lamborghini is a curated experience. It is curated based on the passion points, based on the factors which lead to this customer to buy a Lamborghini, to bring a Lamborghini in his house. And they are especially curated, and you can see some of them on our social media platform, that how we create very unique delivery experiences for our customers. After this, the customer is brought onto our platform, which is known as Unica, and through digital platform, he is get connected to all the experiences which we curate for our customers. And then this is followed by an anniversary celebration. Every year we celebrate the car anniversary with his customers, because it is his dream. Okay, it is his aspiration for which he always wanted to have. And we go and celebrate this with him every year. So we have curated this entire 360-degree approach, and I'm very proud that today Lamborghini is the benchmark in customer experiences in the super luxury segment in the country. The fourth pillar on which we worked is to have consistent brand visibility. And here we focus on PR, social, and our internal communication channels like website and magazines. We do not engage in ATL advertising, because we are a very niche brand operating in a super luxury segment, which is again very, very niche. So we look at mostly organic way to reach to our customers and fans and align with them that what is happening in the Lamborghini world. In PR, we mainly talk about the milestone. We engage with our customers through engaging content which we create with publications, talk about the new models which we are launching in the market, and also share with them the experiences which we are curating for them. Also, we are curating a lot of initiatives in PR where we are bringing more aspirations for our customers. In 2021, we unlocked the highest motorable road in the world, the Umlingla Pass, with Lamborghini Oros. And this initiative created more aspirations for our customers, not only in India, but also globally. So let's look at how we are in terms of our visibility. And you can see that Lamborghini tops the chart in terms of visibility when we look at other benchmark brands in the super luxury segment. Also, within the Lamborghini world, Lamborghini is ranked number 3 after US and China, and which is clearly showcasing that how strong the brand has emerged in this country and how we are ready to drive the consistent future growth in the country. Also, let's look at the digital performance on social media. This is again a very important medium for us to connect with our fans and customers. And here also we launched our social media channels in 2016, and we are ranked again number 1 in terms of our followers and fans community on the social media in the luxury automotive space. And we are already contributing to 10% of our fans globally, again showcasing that how strong the brand Lamborghini in India. And you can also see with the trend that every 10th song which is created in India, in Indian pop industry, you will see either a Lamborghini or a Lamborghini mentioned in the song, which clearly showcase that how strong the brand is. And also, another exciting achievement we had that in 2020, Lamborghini became the most searched automotive brand in Google in the country. This clearly showcased that how popular the brand is, how strong the fan community for us, which we are able to achieve in this market. So driving on these 4 pillars of strategy, let's see what we have achieved. So today, we are the market leader in the super luxury segment in India. We deliver 1 of every 4 car which is sold in the super luxury segment. We are more than 2.5 times of our nearest competition, and India has emerged as the strongest market for Lamborghini in terms of its market share. In 2021, we were the highest growth market for Lamborghini worldwide. So while we are achieving this exciting success in India, what we are doing for future? We know that in future, the automotive space is changing. It is moving towards more sustainable. And we recently announced our roadmap towards a sustainable future, under which we will hybridize our entire model range by 2024. We will launch the first electric Lamborghini in the second half of our decade. So on electric, our take is very simple. We do not want to be the first, but we want to be the best. Because we make dream cars for our customers. Our customers expect that our new models will drive him the best performance, better driving dynamics than their predecessors. And when we will bring electric Lamborghini, we will ensure that it is true to our DNA. It is delivering more exciting performance, better driving dynamics than the predecessors when we see the electric Lamborghini in the second half of the decade. And towards this sustainable future, we are also investing 1.8 billion euros in coming years. So this is just a beginning. Yes, we are leading the super luxury segment, but we all know that India has a huge potential to grow. And we all at Lamborghini, including our president and chairman, Stephen Winkelmann, we believe that India has a huge potential for growth, and we will continue to show our commitment, continue to create new exciting experiences for our customers, bring more exciting models to the market, because we want to continue to lead. We want to continue to have consistent growth in this market. Thank you so much. And I would now like to leave you with this exciting video, which we have, the celebration of 400 Lamborghinis in India, which we did with our customers. And also you will hear what some of our customers have to say about Lamborghini in India. Thank you so much. Have an exciting day ahead.
Now we are here at the Lamborghini Day in Goa. It's a fabulous event. We came here, we just don't want to go back.
I came here, it's a treat to the eyes, like more than 40 Lamborghinis. I'm really glad, nothing like Goa to be having such an experience.
Lamborghini has again proved that whatever it is, if you are a Lamborghini owner, you are special.
Looking forward to attend all the events because Lamborghini is in the heart.
The driving experience was thrilling actually. I could actually feel the real feel of a Lamborghini.
Thank you very much. It was indeed an amazing case study that you have presented before us. Can I have a round of applause for him? Selling the number of cars you sold in India, where most of the discourse is about potholes and ground clearance. Well done. How much of it is because of the natural market, dynamics, the way it shifted post-COVID?
I think we all saw the graph here that how the super luxury segment is doing in the market. And if you look at the journey of super luxury segment, you hardly see any growth. Okay. Yes, we are seeing a little more excitement post-COVID, but that's also little carryover demand, what you see from the year 2020, where the market could not be served because of various challenges on supply side and also on the demand side. So I think lot of our achievement is driven by the approach which Lamborghini has taken in the market. And also we see this how our other peers doing in the super luxury space. We don't see them growing in last 5 to 6 years in this market. In fact, they are more or less consistent in terms of what they are doing, seeing some up and downs there. Lamborghini is the only brand which is consistently growing, and we are consistently increasing our market share in this segment also what you saw during the presentation, from delivering one of 10 cars in the country in this segment, today we are delivering one of 4. And I'm sure this number is going to improve in coming years. I'm very excited because we know that today we are almost, completing the first half of this year. And 2022 is also going to be another growth year for Lamborghini in this country. And we will continue to embark on this journey where we'll driving this consistent growth in the market.
You will beat your 2021 numbers?
So let's wait for them. Let's keep the excitement towards the end of the year. But I can say that it will be an exciting number.
Great. What is the headquarters view of India? You briefly mentioned about how India has emerged as one of the important markets for the brand. But when you discuss it, in a meeting in the headquarters, how has India's value changed in the last 3 years?
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of insights in the presentation that how our headquarter is aligned with what they believe that India has a potential. And I actually close the presentation with the interview and the article from our president and CEO, Stephen Winkleman, because it is very important that our headquarter is also aligned and they believe in India's story. Because it's a very challenging market, when we were, looking at the super luxury or premium segment in 2012, we were predicting that this segment will multiply 4 to 5 times in this decade. And when we all look at the results, the segment is more or less stagnant. So it really changes the perception for us. But in Lamborghini, we have seen that we have been consistently getting supported from our headquarter, driving positive results, bringing new models to the market, bringing limited edition models to the market, bringing new experiences to the market. And we are constantly talking about that how do we invest in this country to drive the future for Lamborghini in this country. We believe that India has a huge potential to grow. The market does not reflect what the potential in the country. And driving on our internal variables, we want to be ready that when the market moves into a new trajectory, it goes for an exponential growth, which it will be someday, we should be able to capitalize the most.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned in your presentation that Lamborghini is actually a dream car. How do you make more Indians dream about Lamborghini?
Yeah. So yes, so a lot of initiatives which we are taking, we start at a very young stage to connect with our customers. You see how much Lamborghini invests in gaming, because we want to connect with our audience at that early stage in their life, because you start dreaming about Lamborghini when you are 4 years, 5 years, 6 years old. You see today you go to any toy shop, most of the radio cars you will see Lamborghini there, okay? Because we want to sell the dreams there. When they grow up, when they become big, if they have dreams since their childhood that they want to have a Lamborghini in their garage and they become successful entrepreneurs, they bring it to their house. So yes, we are constantly evolving. We are constantly taking a lot of exciting initiatives to connect with our audience, to communicate with our fan community on social media, through PR initiatives, through various other initiatives, because now also a new world is emerging in terms of metaverse. So we are taking a lot of initiatives in that to connect with these audience, to sell more and more dreams to these people, so that when they become successful, we see a Lamborghini in their garage.
You mentioned about the expansion and how you drove Lamborghini in many other cities. It sparked in many more cities than it was in 2016. How do you serve those customers?
So very interesting question, because this is also one big challenge we have. So we operate with 3 partners in country today, in Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore. And while we are expanding across the length and breadth of this country, one of the challenges is that how do you provide the service to these customers? So we have a very interesting concept. It is called service clinic and flying doctors. So we do annual service clinic in India. We go to cities beyond our dealerships where we check each and every Lamborghini on Indian road and give a health certificate to our customer that his car is fine and he can enjoy his Lamborghini anytime. And apart from this, we have a very unique concept which is known as flying doctors. So if a customer needs us in any part of this country, our technician can reach us with the fastest mode of travel available at that point of time. So that is how we are able to serve and bring confidence to these customers that they will always have support from us in case they need us, whenever they want, wherever they want.
Great. I'll go to the audience for their questions. But before that, one last question from my end. What keeps you awake at night, even though you are doing good numbers?
Sorry, come
What is the challenge that keeps you awake at night, even though you are doing good numbers?
So the challenge, I think, what comes to my mind is still is that, while we are doing a lot of things which are right, but India has a lot more to grow. I think one challenge which has to change and which can really change the segment is the mindset to celebrate wealth creators in this country. Okay, we still don't see wealth creators in a positive light, and this is still holding back many people in this country to go for their dream, to realize those dreams and bring a Lamborghini or any other supercar or a luxury car to their garage. There are many people who are still holding back this decision. I think it is very important to create this culture. Yes, we are making some changes in recent past. We are seeing a positive trend there, but it is still very slow and gradual, and we need to actually make faster strides in this, because it is these wealth creators who are actually creating jobs, who are actually growing our GDP. And it is very important that we need to look at these wealth creators more positively, and when they bring something like Lamborghini to their garage, we have to celebrate with them. Okay, I think this is something which can be a game changer.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Sharad, for your time. Any questions, please? Yeah, I see a couple of hands going up. Can we have the microphone to them? Yeah.
All right, we have a gentleman here. Sir, good morning. What's your name?
Hi, good morning. My name is Devashish. Good morning, Sharad. Just a question here. I'm here.
Yeah, okay.
Hi. So, couple of questions. I'll break my question into two parts. For a true petrol head, how do you think it's difficult for him to convert from an internal combustion engine to an electric engine? And the second part of my question is, do you think electric is really the future?
Very interesting questions. Yes, we all know that Lamborghini is about driving dynamics, about the sound, about the emotions, what a customer feels when he gets inside a Lamborghini. And for that reason, while we saw that a lot of brands, they moved to turbo, Lamborghini still continued with naturally aspirated engines. Okay, because we wanted to keep that passion alive, the emotions what you get from a naturally aspirated engine. And yes, we have challenges from regulations where we need to meet new set of norms. So the step that Lamborghini is taking is to move towards hybrid, because this approach allows us to still keep those emotions alive, to still bring that excitement, and to still bring our new models which will deliver better performance, which will bring better driving dynamics, and also the emotions to our customers when they sit behind the wheel and drive their Lamborghini on Indian roads. So I think this transition will still be exciting, because we are looking at different ways that how do we do hybrid and still not compromise on the performance and driving dynamics. We have shown to the world a new way of doing hybrid when we did Sian in Lamborghini, a limited edition, where we use supercapacitors to bring more power to the engine, and instead of using batteries. So that is a new way which we showcase to the world, and we will constantly see that how we bring new cutting edge technology, how we challenge ourselves to be the rule breaker, to bring new cutting edge futuristic design and technology to the world, to not compromise and still keep these petrol head interest and excitement alive. The second part of our question is towards the battery electric vehicles. Yes, we know it is challenging. We know that Lamborghini is not about doing fastest 0 to 100. It's about doing fast corners. It's about doing lap timings. It's about the behavior of the car on the track. Okay, and it requires a lot more what is available today in electric technology to deliver this kind of performance, and that is why we said that Lamborghini does not want to be the first one to bring an electric car. But when we want to do it, we want to be the best. And that is why we said that we are going to bring the first electric Lamborghini in second half of this decade. We are constantly evaluating new technologies which are emerging in this space. And at this time, I can only assure you that when you will see an electric Lamborghini, you will see that this delivers same emotions, same excitement what you expect from a Lamborghini. It will be true to our DNA, keeping the customer emotions and the performance on top when we bring this car to the market.
Great. We had
I
a
hope
question.
this answers your question.
The gentleman in the center, all yours, sir.
Mr. Agarwal, thank you for those lovely presentations. I have two questions. The first one is, can you tell us what's the brand spend on your revenue?
What's a brand
How much
spend on?
money is spent by Lamborghini on building the brand? If a ballpark figure is also fine.
Okay, so I may not be able to share the figures,
Sure.
okay, what we are spending in the market, but I think today we showcased that we are definitely making the right steps in right requirements for the market to drive this growth. I think it is not about the kind of money that we are putting, it is about the right money put in the right place to drive the right business approach. And we also need to build a sustainable business, okay, which is also rewarding to all stakeholders, to our customers, to our shareholders, and also to our partners. So what we have shown in the market is that we are consistently investing in the market as per the requirement, because we believe that India has a huge potential to grow, and we will constantly doing it. But yes, we also need to maintain a fair balance to keep the interest of all our stakeholders.
Fantastic. The second question, you showed very strong visuals, lovely visuals. And I don't know if I saw it right. One of the visual was one Lamborghini, and there was probably a street beggar crossing. There was a lady, I think it was a begging or something, crossing the car. There's a very stark, the difference of feature. Is it intentional to show this difference because it's an ultra luxury product?
No, I think the
Maybe I
intent,
missed the visual,
yeah,
but
the
just
intent
to
of the
understand.
visual is to show that, when you are driving in cities in the country, okay, you see congestions, okay. We know the reality of our cities, okay. We not only have to be challenged by the traffic around us, but also people, and in some places cows, okay, and dogs, okay. But this is the reality of the market, okay. What we are trying to showcase here and what steps Lamborghini has taken is that I don't think that we can change this scenario in few years, okay. It's going to be like this. It is the reality. And what we are telling to the customer that we want to create concepts that you can enjoy your Lamborghini in India. That has been our approach. Because you are living here. You are achieving here. You have your dreams here. You have people who recognize you here. So you also need to drive and enjoy your Lamborghini here. Okay. So you can't go and say that I want to drive and enjoy it in Dubai or in US. And while I'm successful and I live in this society and in this environment. And we are trying to take an approach where we want to make them enjoy their cars, enjoy their Lamborghini in this kind of an environment.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your time. Yeah, one last question and then we are done. There's a gentleman on the last row. Can we have the microphone to him, please?
Yeah, hi sir. My name is Shivam. Two questions, sir. First of all, a wonderful presentation. I think you mentioned about the gaming part. So when I was a child, I used to play NFS Most Wanted, and I think Lamborghini was my favorite car. So two questions, sir. India is talking about Make in India. So any plans of Lamborghini being manufactured in India? I understand the OEMs need to be there as well. That is one. Second, what is your segmentation strategy? There would be myriad customers that you will be targeting, but how do you segment your customers? Do you have demographic and psychographic segmentation, or how do you do it? These are the two questions, sir.
Okay. So coming to the first question, I said in my presentation that one of the big challenge what we have in terms of super luxury brands, that given the nature of the business, which requires high level of personalization, these cars have a lot of handcraft which goes inside, and the complexity, customization which is there in the product, also the small volumes, it is not possible for these brands to have multiple factories across the globe. And that is why all these super luxury brands, they operate from one single factory in the market. Okay, so this is also going to be the case for Lamborghini, where we have our factory in Sant'Agata, Bologna in Italy, and we will continue to operate with one manufacturing unit in years to come. These skills are difficult to export, and also the size of the business does not give any possibility to have a manufacturing plant apart from what we have today. Coming to your second question, how do we segment our customers? Yes, one easy segmentation, you can say that, you need to have certain kind of wealth to drive and own a Lamborghini. But what is more important than the wealth is that do you have the lifestyle, do you have the dream and aspiration to own a Lamborghini? Okay, because if we just go by wealth, okay, India will have so much of demand that we can't supply. Okay, because wealth is there, you can see across the length and breadth of the country. What is challenging is, do you have people who have dreams and aspirations and a lifestyle to carry a Lamborghini? Okay, and this is the most important aspect when we identify people, that who are the right prospects for us. And then we connect with them through various platforms what we have, bring them to Lamborghini family, and then eventually want to see Lamborghini in their garage in someday.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Siddharth.